His Excellency, the Governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, heartily invites the good people of Taraba State to a grand political event as he is officially received into the All Progressives Congress APC. Date Wednesday 19th November 2025. Time 1 p.m. Venue Jolinyame Stadium, Jalingo, Taraba State. This historic event marks a major turning point and reinforces the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Come and be part of this defining moment. Witness history, celebrate purposeful leadership, and join the movement towards a greater and more prosperous Taraba State. Don't miss it. Wednesday 19th November, 1 p.m. Jolinyame Stadium, Jalingo. Be there. Announcer Barrister Zainab Usman Jalingo, Honorable Commissioner of Information and Reorientation. His Excellency, the Governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, heartily invites the good people of Taraba State to a grand political event as he is officially received into the All Progressives Congress APC. Date Wednesday 19th November 2025. Time 1 p.m. Venue Jolinyame Stadium, Jalingo, Taraba State. This historic event marks a major turning point and reinforces the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Come and be part of this defining moment. Witness history, celebrate purposeful leadership, and join the movement towards a greater and more prosperous Taraba State. Don't miss it. Wednesday 19th November, 1 p.m. Jolinyame Stadium, Jalingo. Be there. Announcer Barrister Zainab Usman Jalingo, Honorable Commissioner of Information and Reorientation.
Hello, Nigerians. Good morning from this end. This is Morning Show from Sun TV. I want to welcome you this morning to this show. It's a show that usually brings to you issues of the moment, where we look at what is happening in our dailies. We also looked at tropical issues that is happening in our country, Nigeria. I want to very specially welcome you this morning to today's morning show. My name is Olayenka Gabriel, and I will be your anchor this morning for today's morning show. I believe that we're going to have interesting times together because a lot, I actually mean a lot, is happening in this country, Nigeria, and across the globe, and also in Taraba State, where we are broadcasting from. I have with me the Director of News of Sun TV, whom we are going to be anchoring this program together. Mr. Ira, you're welcome to the morning show.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Without wasting much time, we're going to go to some of the issues that is trending on today's paper, and we are going to start with the Vanguard. We're going to start with the Punch, and the Punch is about the mass adoption return. 152 missing in 4 days. Mass adoption returns 152 missing in 4 days. Mr. Ira.
All right, yeah. That story is talking about the abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi State. And,
we have an abduction in Kebbi.
Yeah.
We have in Zamfara.
Yeah.
We have in Niger. Within these 4 days, if you put the numbers together, over 142 people have been adopted.
Yes. This is not a new scenario in Nigeria. Had the experience for girls. We thought we're not going to have that experience. but criminals succeeded in living those experiences. Nigerians are actually not enjoying this. It is something that should not be taken lightly. We've seen how the previous governments have handled the case of Chibok girls, and as we speak, we cannot be sure or say it with some confirmations that what Nigerians expect concerning the Chibok girls have been a reality. So we've seen how the present government, President Tinubu, has been talking about how he will ensure that these girls are returned. We've received those promises before. So we tax on him now and his service chiefs, all the agencies of the government, to see to it that this does not go down the same way that the issue of Chibok girls went. I don't know what else Nigerians are supposed to do. In the past, we've seen this Bring Back Our Girls movement. We've seen all the agitations and all the moves and all the promises that the previous government have made to see that Chibok girls and other girls were abducted from their schools. But as we speak now, we still don't have the certainty that they have all been returned and reintegrated with their families. So this is a tedious tax. It is a tax that the president and his members of his cabinet, security chiefs, should see to it that they handle this one differently, and we can't afford to lose 145 students. These people went to study, not to be abducted. And the fact that this thing is reoccurring, Chibok girls were abducted from their schools. These 145 students were abducted from their schools. It is one too many. Once too many. We will not be able to say that whether this government will perform better than what the previous government has done. But it is a tax that President Tinubu should keep his words and see that it does not go down the same way.
You know, one thing I keep asking is whether this thing has to do with politics. Because you see, if you look at when Chibok girls took place, it was as we're heading
towards election.
Now we're in 2025, we're heading towards 2027 election, and this is happening. So it makes me wonder that do we have politics attached to some of these things? Just yesterday, a brigadier general was killed by Aswa in Borno. I expect that, to my knowledge and my thinking, a brigadier general should be going with a troop of army. How were Aswa able to locate the location of a brigadier general to a point that they were able to ambush him, kill him, a general in this country? So I think we are not doing, I read some people's comments saying our security men are being overstretched. I agree with that. But can't we do an operation that will wipe these people completely away? Because, you see, for me, the approach we have been adopting over the years seems not to be an approach that will solve this problem. Because I don't believe in negotiating with terrorists.
Yes, when you negotiate with terrorists, it's counterproductive. That's what I believe. Just like Immediate Past said, when you negotiate with terrorists, you're giving them more time, more ample opportunity for them to recruit and come back. Who will not be able to succumb to all these manipulations. I call them manipulations because when it is not giving you results, you negotiate with them, they just go away after some time. So they take this issue of negotiation as an avenue for them to go back and regroup and re-strategize. Then they'll come back to launch. But this is not the first time, just like I said. Lost senior military officers these criminals, these insurgents. In the past, men who are serving and retired, but who have climbed to the ranks of generals in the Nigerian military, have been killed senselessly by these insurgents. The issue is whether we like it or not, we have a problem in our hands. As a nation, we must tackle it headlong. Much is given, much is expected. The government can't afford to see this has been the narrative, this has been the trend, so we have to understand something is happen. If there is a need for us to call for external assistance, we're going to call on international government to come and help us fight insurgency. It's not a crime. After all, we've been receiving aids from them. We've been receiving aids from US, from Europe, from all these countries whose security has been proven to be at par with, not at par per se, but have been able to subdue these insurgents in other climes, even in their own territories. So we can just start and expect that they come in and see how they can help, negotiate with them and see to it that we fight this monster of terrorism. We've lost too many people. This issue we just discussed earlier on before this, issue of the abduction, as a result of this insurgency, these criminals, this bandit, they use all these methods as a weapon of war. When you kill a military general in a military convoy, it sends a message. Send a message. We have seen this, was it Lieutenant Colonel, is it Abu Ali? This military
one of the very military guys, that was in forefront of fighting.
And seeing to it that they brought an end to this thing.
Sometimes I see that some of these things are ambush. We have problem of insider problem, because sometimes you will see that how did these people actually know their roots? How these people sometimes, even before they leave the current location at which they are going, because some of the cases we've had, particularly that has to do with this military, has to do with ambush.
Well, I am not a security personnel, but I think at times when we talk about this breach of intelligence, we always look at it from the perspective where maybe somebody in the Nigerian army compromised and giving important information to terrorists. But it may not be like that. How about the fact that the movement of the military convoy has not taken into cognizance the need for whether if these people are observing from afar, because there's a way you will be able to decode movements and decode where they are going by just observing them from afar. And when you see, for instance, a military general come into town, you should expect that the chances that he will go to here and here tomorrow is there, and you just decode. And by the time some of these attacks are launched, we always talk about breach of intelligence, which may not necessarily be emanating from within the military. It may be as a result of the fact that the Nigerian military may not be using sufficient decoy movements, sufficient secretive movement in such a way that even if you're observing, even if you're within the ranks of the military, you should be able not to dictate the next move of, not that I'm saying this is the case, but I'm speculating that it may not. Some of this intelligence breach may not be necessarily emanating from within the military cycle. It could be as a result of the fact that this movement of logistics, this movement of military convoy and other things is sufficient enough for an intelligent criminal to be able to decode and dictate that this is their next move.
If we look at a lot of papers today, it actually have this particular story, because I could see that the story is in so many newspaper headline and different. If you look at leadership, let's look at how many other papers view this particular headlines. If you look at leadership say, Tinubu vows shift rescue of 25 kidnapped girls as police curb forest. KB principal say bandits storm premises midnight. That is coming from leadership. If you look at the Daily Monitor on the same story, Daily Monitor says bandit attack, federal government vows swift rescue of KB school girls, reaffirm commitment to citizen safety. Atiku condemned KB school attack, saying Nigeria cannot continue on this path. PDP ADC demand rescue of adopted school girls. Police deploy operational conference adopt KB for adopted KB students. That is the Daily Mirror. If you look at Daily Trust also, because it seems to be the top story on most of the dailies. If you look at Daily Trust, let's look at the way Daily Trust put it. It's a dozen of schools adopted in KB. That is according to the Daily Trust. Dozens of schoolgirls adopted in KB. If we look at Daily Independent also have the headline: outrage trail kidnap of 25 KB girls, killing of vice principal. That was another thing that happened in that adoption. The vice principal of that school was killed.
Well, there is some things that are identical. Just that follow the trend. Chibok was in Borno, Dapchi in Yobe State, Kakara in Katsina, Jengebe in Zamfara, here in Kaduna. Now, now no part of the north, or let me say any part of Nigeria, no part of Nigeria is actually safe. Now, there is a pattern that these raids have always been occurring. It happens in the night, where students are really helpless, no any security presence, no any reasonable security presence. Most likely they will have what they call Megad, who is actually armless. Maybe few of them in the face of these soldiers of terrorists. The family will be left grieving, and government will normally come out to say, we don't expect the government to say we're not going to follow up on the risk. Normally, these are the statements that every government will always say. But when this statement comes and nothing has happened after weeks, after months, after years, then definitely something is wrong. I think maybe we should go back to the drawing board, see to it that all schools are protected. Maybe that's the first way to go about it. We have so many secondary schools, and to see to it that all of them are protected is something else. Protection, not necessarily positioning security presence in those schools. Make sure that the security gathering, the intel.
You know, one of the problems I have is when you go along some of our roads, you see a lot of checkpoints, how, because these people most of the times don't move one or two people. They move in convoy of motorcycle. For you to adopt 25 people, I'm sure that the number of people that did the adoption must be more than 25 themselves.
Of course. Maybe hundreds.
Maybe hundreds of them. How did they move from wherever they are? In fact, one of the worrisome things to me, or one of the things that worried me, was when I saw one video in which we're told that the bandits came to town in a particular part in the northwest to come and have
a wedding.
The wedding. Yeah. And you see, as they were coming, and they passed the villagers, and the villagers were just looking at them.
That shows.
Sometimes you hear that they are coming for a meeting to meet with government, meaning some of these people are known if government can arrange for meeting with them. So I think there is a need, because if we continue to play lip service on this issue, we cannot say in this country we do not know these people hide out. Where is the military might that Nigeria has that we cannot bomb those locations, cannot go and face those people, because you see, the battle now has gone from reactive to proactive. If we must solve this problem, we must begin to use a proactive approach. What do I mean by proactive approach? Reactive approach is when it happened, we now say, oh, we'll follow up, we will do this, we will preserve, as we are seeing today. We have been using a reactive approach over the years. What I feel that needs to be done is we need a proactive approach. And what is proactive approach? Let's go for these people. I heard one general said the best form of defense is attack. We know the enclaves of these people. Why not we set up a very strong, because you see, for me, the country is already at war.
Actually,
it is not safe to go to market. It is not safe to go to school.
Yes, these people take advantage of what we describe as urban spaces. Move. They don't follow the conventional road system. They follow through the forests, where it is described as urban spaces. And they go to communities. They pass through communities where those communities are not capable of stopping. Those people are.
So where do we put the aspect of intelligence sharing?
Yes. I think that is where we're lacking as
we know those areas around where these things happen. We need to have, in those days, what you do is you station intelligent officers within those communities. They mingle with the community, they mingle with the people, who are now the one to supply security agents with information of what is going on.
Now, there's another perspective I want us to look at. Is it actually that there is no intelligence? When intelligence are gathered, it doesn't necessarily come from when civilians, when the common people, when the farmers get the information that these people are moving in droves, and the information gets to the next police station. It's already an intelligence that the government needs to act on. So the problem now comes down to whether the government have the wherewithal to follow these people as soon as they get received.
That's why I'm talking about a proactive approach. You don't need to wait for them to come out. Go and meet them at their spot, at their location.
Yes. When you see people in hundreds move in motorcycle and they wield weapons and they pass through a community and before they reach the next police station, divisional police headquarters, that we have seen people like this 6, 7, or 10, 15 kilometers away from this community. The police should be able to mobilize and move, whether as farmers, not necessarily wearing police uniform. You can just blend in and say, okay, these people are traveling this way. So we decoy, we wear the kind of clothing that will look like farmers, position ourselves in this community where they pass, we gather the intelligence where they may be going most likely. How we preempt their attack. Or just
okay, let's look at more of the papers that talked about the stories before we go into other stories that are making headline. In Vanguard, it's also in Vanguard. Vanguard said, how bandits kidnap 25 KB school girls. Why is the attack most of the times focusing on girls?
Well, there's this, these are weapons of war. When you abduct boys, there are chances that you may have courageous boys who may be able to withstand you to a very large extent. They come attack on the most vulnerable, people who may not have the courage to be able to stop them or foil their attempts. This is another weapon of war. And the fact that
Chibok is girls. Damchi, it was girls. This is also girls.
And it goes a long way to talk about their motives too. ISWAP is against secular education, particularly on girls. So maybe this is a way of buttressing their point, pushing forward their point of saying girls should not go to school. When these girls are abducted, they slave them to become sex slaves, they become whatever it is.
Because that's another point. Where they make some of these girls sex slaves, marry them, born for them. Up to today, there are some of the Chibok girls that came out. Some of them came out already married to some of these people. They indoctrinate them. I learned some of them were even given option to be freed, and they refused, because they have been indoctrinated. Some of them, also look at the stigma. Some of them are born 2, 3 children, and we're thinking, how will I go and face my people? I better remain here and die, and stuff like that. Okay, let's go to, I think Tribune and Punch with Tribune also have that headline. 25 school girls adopted in KB must be rescued. Federal government to security agency. 25 school girls adopted in KB must. Police deploy tactical team for rescue operation. ISWAP intercept army signal. Intercept army signal.
Well, I don't know how this was done, and I don't know how this.
ISWAP intercept army signal. Kill commander in Borno. Troop hit terrorists. Elevate quad farmer headers clash in Northwest. I'm interested in this troop in ISWAP intercept army signal.
Now, that is what I said. Say, it is common for you to understand that if military convoy is moving like this, there is
because if I understand a military signal, about when you are trying to pass information either one troop to another, from one location to another, and military usually have equipment, radioactive equipment, in which they do things like that. Does it mean that ISWAP are using some form of technology in knowing what is going on, what the conversation that is going among the military officer? Because a rank of a general, I expect that there should be some level of people that are with him.
Yes. The interception may not necessarily be of radio signals, just like that. Interception of radio signals. It may be just an observation and gathering intelligence from reconnaissance, observing the movement, observing their body language, observing the deployment of troops and weapons. That could be another way that these people might be able to understand that this is how this move and this is what they intend. At times when we say signals are intercepted, we tend to demoralize the military from within, whereby you may start thinking that I don't know whether the next person sitting down with me in this military convoy is the person that communicates, and that goes a long way, yes, to demoralize them. So I think when such movement is going to be carried out, there is a way that they can do it without the formal way of doing it, because maybe the narratives have not been changed. Everybody knows that when a brigade convoy passes, there's a way you will know that this is a brigade, because there's a way to 5-star general, 3-star general, and the composition of the convoy itself is able to tell you that this is a big shot. Maybe if the military general travel in a manner that will not indicate that he is in that convoy, maybe that happens. If terrorists are positioned somewhere and the military convoy is coming like kilometers away, this one is a big shot. There is a need for us to do this and that. Maybe that could be the motive.
But you see, if military need to hide in a country of ours, means nobody is safe.
It's not necessarily
because what I'm looking at is that because part of what our constitution said is that the security of life and property is the primary responsibility of government. So in my own belief and thinking, our country should be in such a way that it is a criminal that should hide, not the military hiding because there is criminals in a particular place.
Well, I've seen instances, at least in the movies, where you will see strong nations like Russia, like US, doing espionage. There's a way you will go as a decoy, not as the person that you are, just for you to get information, or to infiltrate the camp of it. If the military general could just disguise himself as somebody that is not a military general and could just travel and risk it and use his intelligence and his knowledge as a military officer to move without being protected by that convoy, he may still be alive. That is what I think. I'm not saying that those strategies are not good enough, but maybe there is a way we should reduce the way of using a kind of narrative, a kind of method over the years, because they must have understand that this is the method that military generals always move. So next time, maybe we should just deploy our arsenals in such a way that we'll take them by surprise. If there is this element of surprise in movement, they may not be able to know that this is a convoy that contains, that has a composition of military generals and top shots, launch the attack, because from this you may understand that what they wanted is just to abduct the general and send home a message. When you pick up a general in a military convoy and you kill him, that's a way of demoralizing the army. We call on the Nigerian army not to be demoralized by this. This is a call for them to keep marching on and seeing to it that the territorial integrity of Nigeria. But I want us to change the narrative of saying intelligence being intercepted as if it is.
This is on the paper.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe, except if it is categorically stated and clearly spelled out that it was like that, it may not be an interception per se. It may not be a betrayal per se. This issue of another military personnel being compromised and leaking information to the terrorists. It not necessarily be like that, because this too has a way of telling on the soldiers where they will not be able to trust themselves again, where they will be able to, when they begin to suspect themselves, when they begin to fight among themselves. That is another way of losing a war. I think so.
Okay, let's go to other story that is making headline in today's paper. I think we'll be looking at particularly on this issue. And as my co-anchor said, we call on the military and the Nigerian government to do something decisive. We suggest a more proactive approach than a reactive approach. This country is turning, you see, we are giving justification to the United States of Americans saying things like this are happening. We're not giving justification. Already there are a lot of agitation. We're trying to convince them that this is not happening. But these things that keep happening keep proving that some of these insinuations are correct.
Yes, correct, up to the extent that they don't discredit what the government has. We must agree that the government of Nigeria has done its best, that in the fact that its military might of the United States, what Nigerian government do not have. I'm looking forward to the United States government saying, okay, we're coming to synergize, coming to join hands, not as if jettisoning whatever Nigerian government is doing as nonsense. That narrative does not go down well with some of us, and we disagree with that.
But I don't think they say we are coming to fight Nigeria. For me, the narrative is that we are coming to fight those who are terrorists.
But that's what Donald Trump was specific in his choice of when he said God-forsaken nation, this and that. You know, he was speaking of Nigeria as a nation that write home about in terms of fighting security, which is not true. We have reports of how we have sustained a fight with these terrorists for a very long time, in spite of what I would describe as the limited resources that we have. And the Nigerian military is trying its best to see that not having filled all over Nigeria, all over the north, east, and west, have these pockets of crisis here and there. So we look forward to the international organizations, the US, the Russia, the whatever country that has good thoughts on Nigeria to come and help us with equipment, help us with military strategy, help us with intelligence gathering, since they have superior intelligence gathering equipment. If you can observe and see where these people are as they move in droves, and you can just send to whatever.
So what you're saying invariably is let it be a cooperation.
Yes,
rather than
it should be. I even believe that if the US on its own comes to Nigeria to fight this, because there are some fine details that they will need to get from the Nigerian military who are on the ground. There are some details, there are some nooks and crannies of this country that they may not be able to pinpoint in spite of their technological advancement. We need this human aspect of it. So I think synergy is the best way to fight this thing, not coming as a big brother and beginning to show some strength.
Okay, you are on Morning Show on Sun TV, and we're going to be looking at other headlines in some of the papers of today. Let's go to First Daily. First Daily has a lot of headline, and one of them is Tinubu to judges. Integrity is backbone of justice. I think we have that in so many other papers. Also, the First Daily has that on top or at the top of the paper. Tinubu to judges. Integrity is backbone of justice. And we also have that particular headline in the Matrix. The Matrix also have that particular headline. Tinubu to judges, don't compromise on integrity. Say no to amount of transform can succeed if integrity is compromised. Say no amount of reform can succeed if integrity is compromised. Faith in the judicial process is foundation of our nation's stability. And there are also other papers. That is Daily Independent. Daily Independent also have that particular headline. Tinubu admit compromise in judiciary, say it undermine integrity. Tinubu admit compromise in judiciary, says it undermine integrity. And if you look at also other papers of today, even in the Punch said Tinubu called for corrupt-free judiciary at judges' conference. What can you say about it? It was a conference, and for me, I like what Tinubu said, because the judiciary seems to be, will I put it like
The hope of a common man.
it's supposed to be the hope of a common man, but sometimes it's like who has the bigger money, carry the day.
Yes, that has been the narrative. We've always said that justice is for sale. I think what we should major factors why the narratives have become like this. There are instances where when cases have become sensitive, when cases are at the expense of the interest of a particular big man, there is a way that case will go, because the judges, to a very large extent, are not as independent as we think. When their accommodation is being provided, their transport, their vehicles, their official vehicles, their remunerations, whatever it is that will make them live life both without suffering, coming from a particular quarter. What do you expect? It is true that whosoever pays the piper calls the tune.
Maybe that's why we're talking about the independent of the nation. Because you see, for me as a country, the Constitution provides for a lot of things. It's just that sometimes we don't go by what the Constitution says. The three arms of government in Nigeria are supposed to be independent. That is the judiciary, the legislative, and that is the administration, that is the executive. You know, because if you look at our constitution, for instance, the way the drafter of the constitution has put it is in such a way that everything that has to do with the judiciary should be a first line charge. If you say something is a first line charge, it means that if it has been appropriated by the National Assembly, that is the legislative, then you give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and Caesar should be able to manage what belongs to him. Because that's how it's supposed to be. If those things are frontline charges, the salaries of Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal judges, even at the state level, the High Court judges, their salaries are supposed to be first line charges from the consolidated revenue fund. Meaning the way the executive also get their money is the same way they get their money. So I think for me is a systemic problem. And that is the reason why it looks like, or it don't even look like, that is the reason why everybody prefer to be in the in government as a political appointee, as a president of a country, than to be even the chief judge, because you may have to lobby for some of your allocation to get to you. You may have to, and so forth. So I think if the president actually means what he's saying, then we must implement some of these things that are already in our constitution. Because take for instance, even this issue of local government autonomy, the Supreme Court has given judgment, but I have not seen the real implementation. The governors still control.
You see, I agree with you immediately when you mentioned that in most cases where you see justice being denied, or it is being paid, whether it is corruption, deviling the judicial system, whatever it is that we talk about, boils down of the Nigerian. There is this loopholes, there is this lacuna, there is this word legal practitioners, there is this lacuna, this loophole that has always been exploited to buttress a particular point. Whatever it is that they do, they will take advantage of a loophole that is in the constitution or that has been provided by the law to see that the appeal is being pronounced and to see that you keep on postponing judgment until something favorable comes up. So I think that is the point. If we go back to the drawing board, see that cases like this and this and this should not exceed so weeks, and punitive measures, disciplinary measures should be introduced to be effective ones, in such a way that whosoever is defaulting, even if it is the judge or the political office holders who is paying the judge, then we should be ready for reform. How else this judicial system is working in some societies of the world, in some countries, in some nations of the world, the judicial system is very well. Not that it is actually different from what we practice. Predominantly, the laws we practice in Nigeria is from the Great Britain, where we just inherited them with some modifications here and there. Basically the same thing. That is why you will see people going to England to study law and come to Nigerian bar. When we have the same that is functional and effective, then how come it is Nigeria? So the whole thing is loopholes and the moral integrity of us as a nation. That goes a long way to say about it. Because in most instances, when a case come up, we sit down, supposed to analyze how justice will be delivered. We look for a loophole to see how we truncate this justice. We'll see to it that the right thing is not done in favor of an envisaged benefactor. That is how it is.
Okay, let's look at other headlines, and our time is far spent. We'll just quickly look at other headlines before we go to the next segment of the morning show. Inflation dropped to 16%, offers rare relief for household. I think I've seen that. That is on Nigeria First Daily. First Daily, but the major headline on the First Daily is on that particular story on inflation. Nigerian inflation dropped to 16%, offer real relief for household. If you look at leadership also have that story, and leadership said inflation slowed to 16.1% in October as food prices hit 8-year low. That is according to leadership. That is according to leadership. Also, I think there are other papers that talked about this issue of inflation. Also, if you look at the Guardian also declining food price. Farmers Naira pull inflation to 15% national target. That is according to Guardian. That is according to the Guardian. So inflation dropping. I think we can see that reality in food items. How much is a bag of maize now? You are more a farmer than myself.
I think it's between 1,000
and it went as high as
40,000.
I learned even a bag of rice far low.
Yes, the truth is this is normally like that during harvest.
But not as the way it has crashed this time around. Don't you think so?
Yes, we've seen situations where it was cheaper than this some years ago. Basically, it's the same piece of land that but the farm inputs last farming season quite been on the high side, and farmers now are crying because this crash is not commensurate with the inputs. Farmers are crying that they've lost.
You know, somebody once said that if they explain Nigerian to you and you understand, it is not Nigerian they explain to you. Because if I go by my normal economic theory, when there is lower when inflation goes lower, it's supposed to affect everything. But I've seen this concept that farmers are crying that when they go to farm, when they look at the inputs, the things they put in, and what they will get at the end of the period, that it does not commensurate what. So I now began to look at, so is the drop in price in one side? Because if the prices of food are dropping, then fertilizer should drop, pesticides should drop, other costs of production should drop.
Yes, I think it's simple. For instance, you go to buy fertilizer, for instance, from Lagos, Jalingo, where your farm is. You will buy it at cheap rates, because of the inflation, drop in inflation. You will buy it maybe at cheaper price in Lagos, but before you transport it from Lagos to Jalingo, over that more expenses that will end up increasing the price because of checkpoint, because of so many factors like that.
And these are some of the things that the government need to work.
That is what I'm saying.
There was this is a committee on unification of taxes in Nigeria, so that if you have paid, or if you are taking something from Jalingo, for instance, to Lagos, and you have paid all your required fee in Jalingo, all you need to do is to keep showing everybody on the road.
The problem is not
so that
taxes. If this thing that are collected on the road goes to the coffers, it may go along. But in most instances, they end up in the pockets of who man those checkpoints, who don't finally revert those funds they collect to the coffers of the government. Another factor where you will see that these things are not commissioned just like it right pointed out. So much insecurity. Times after the cultivation of the crops and they are ready for harvest, boom, you'll see insecurity come up and things will be destroyed. Some of them will be stolen and so many factors. So you will discover that the fact that inflation has dropped, but the realities, the common realities on the streets, is not being captured in this drop of inflation. So the whole thing is that government will need to take an all-encompassing view of the whole thing. Look at it holistically, not just tackling it from the central bank and the foreign reserve and other things. Look at how a farmer in Sonkani will be able to export his goods from Sonkani to Jalingo without being necessarily charged in checkpoints, and see that there is securities in those farms, such a way that loss will not necessarily be cured. So, though some of these things fall under natural disaster, but when there is too much occurrence of a natural disaster, it becomes something else.
Okay, let's look at some more headlines, and we will look at it maybe that there's also another interesting headline I could see in a lot of dailies today. That is Obasanjo versus Fayose. Hey, Fayose attack Obasanjo, say he has dementia. That is according to leadership. That's according to leadership newspaper. Leadership newspaper. Fayose attacks Obasanjo, say he has dementia. Let's look at, there are other papers that took that story, and one of such paper, I think, is was it Punch? Was it Punch? Yeah, I think I saw it in some other dailies of today. So, what can you say about this Fayose versus Obasanjo saga?
I think the whole thing is about their personal grudge.
But it was Fayose that invited Obasanjo. In fact, Obasanjo said it in that place that Fayose could not even approach him directly. He had to send Osita. Osita is the former minister and the former Federal Reserve Corps, because he felt Osita is very close to Obasanjo. And when Osita met him, he was not even going to come. He has to come with one, I think it's Ajibade or something, Obasanjo mentioned. They came together. So, and for me, I watched the videos of what Obasanjo said. I think Obasanjo was just trying to be frank.
Whatever it is that is happening should not come up. I believe so. That's my personal. This, one word or other, disassociated them from the realities of the insecurity, from the realities of the nations, the realities of just these challenges that we're forward to national figures that coming up to discuss things that help in national cohesion, that helps in bringing down prevailing situations of the presidency and the crisis. So that's another way to look at it. The major reason why these things are coming up, politics. That is what I think. And about political supremacy and other things.
But I also believe Fayose should understand that Obasanjo is an elder. The word, the choice, he has a right to disagree with some of the things Obasanjo said. And for me, what are even the things that Obasanjo said? Obasanjo spoke to him about some of his character, some of his behavior, some of the things he needs to work on, some of the things, and he also commended him in some areas. He talked about him that he has achieved certain things that should not be ignored. and stuff like that. People like the vice president were there, the minister of FCT were there, former Senate President Sharaki were there, and
maybe Obasanjo shouldn't have used that environment to pass such advice, considering that the personality, the nature of Fayoshe is looking at it. He's reacting to Obasanjo's description of him as confrontational because he thought Obasanjo shouldn't have said those things that gives him some kind of discredit. And considering that Obasanjo is an elder statesman, Obasanjo felt as if maybe I'm the father figure, I'm older than him, I have the right to see. Since I think the whole thing is just like I said, Obasanjo should have looked for a quieter place, maybe where it's more private between him and Fayoshe to have said this and that. Obasanjo to mount the podium with microphone and he said this. Fayoshe considered it confrontational and he's reacting.
And he sent a thank you message. And those thank you message were okay. Before we go from this section, let's also see more headlines. Starting from the First Daily, Bigos slam PDP for expelling Wike, say action unconstitutional. Very dark man, Mr. Jollof, arrested for in-fight. Maybe in some of our programs, maybe the PG section or what's trending, we'll look at that very dark man versus Jollof fight. Maybe in some of our other social programs, we'll look more detail about that.
Well, I think these people should not be doing this. Shape moral perspective. Okay, very dark man. For human rights
advocacy
and other things. But for him now to be degenerating to physical fighting in a public place, in a flight,
300,000 feet above the sky.
That's quite scary. I don't know the message he wants to convey to his fans, followers who look up to him as the kind of person that yes. So I think this is not is unbecoming of him. There is no need for him to have done that. I think the best thing for him to do is to just apologize. That's what I think, considering his personality, just like we mentioned about.
But people are saying that he should be banned because that could cause some injury to other within the flight, it's not like road. If you are fighting in the road, you say, okay, park, let's remove our shirt and fight. But on the air, we have a lot of people. Some have hypertension, some are. They could be scared, and all that. At that tension,
What they did is completely wrong, considering their status as influencers, public affairs.
They have become bad influencers. Okay, we have so many other headlines, but our time is not on our side. And one of those is the PDP. PDP, despite expulsion, Wike faction summon neck. DOT meeting today. And PDP headquarters shut down. Makinde Wike faction home rival neck section today.
I just like
we have two neck. We have two BOT.
There's enough reason why any person on as soon as possible, because if you remain in PDP,
but don't think it's an internal issue. They will later resolve their differences.
Election is around the corner. I'm still hoping that things will get right.
So are you saying is one of the reasons for some of these defections we've seen all around?
If I am in PDP, if it's conservation, because at the end of the day, you will not be able to accept who will emerge as the authentic national.
Who is actually your secretary? Who is your chairman?
So it's
okay, viewers. This is where we're going to stop for this section of Morning Show. We're going to take a brief commercial break. When we come back, another section of the Morning Show will continue. Please don't go away.
As a young teenage girl, young adult, or campus lady, do you have question in your mind that is unanswered, or do you feel like meeting or talking to someone that will be able to answer them? I have good news for you. The Deeper Life Bible Church Jalingo Women Ministry has come up with a special program for the girl child titled The Polish Daughters. This program will be coming up on the 29th of November 2025. Time is 10 a.m. Venue is the Deeper Life Bible Church Campground, Mile 6 Bypass, Jalingo, Taraba State. Featuring talk, symposium, interactive sessions like question and answers, character stories, varieties, etc. Come expecting, go rejoicing. Be there. As a young teenage girl, campus lady, or young adult, do you have questions in your mind that are unanswered, or do you feel like meeting or talking to someone that will be able to answer them? I have a good news for you. The Deeper Life Bible Church Women Ministry Jalingo has decided to bring up a special program for the girl child. The theme is The Polish Daughters. This program will be coming up on the 29th of November 2025. Time is 10 a.m. Venue, Deeper Life Bible Church, Mile 6 Bypass, Jalingo, Taraba State. Featuring talk, symposium, interactive sessions like question and answers, character stories, variety, etc. Come expecting, go rejoicing. As a young teenage girl, young adult, or campus lady, do you have question in your mind that is unanswered, or do you feel like meeting or talking to someone that will be able to answer them? I have good news for you. The Deeper Life Bible Church Jalingo Women Ministry has come up with a special program for the girl child titled The Polish Daughters. This program will be coming up on the 29th of November 2025. Time is 10 a.m. Venue is the Deeper Life Bible Church Campground, Mile 6 Bypass, Jalingo, Taraba State. Featuring talk, symposium, interactive sessions like question and answers, character stories, varieties, etc. Come expecting, go rejoicing. Be there.
People, how on a day? I hope say una wake up well. Meanwhile, I dey welcome una to the pidgin section of our morning show. As this na section wey we dey knack una latest story concerning the things wey dey happen for inside we country, even inside our community and our society. Okay, oh my country people, as I dey always dey tell una say my name no dey change. I still be Esther Oka Stephen, and with me this morning na una wey dey watch this program. So make una do well to follow me touch light matter on Facebook at Some TV. Even yourself will be there for YouTube at Some TV Live. Okay, my country people, just as I take a tell on our talk, we say matter where they happen for inside community, society, we dey carry nakuna. Na community matter when they happen for inside society, area where we dey. Let me get to nakuna this morning, my country people. Yes, una sabi say plenty things dey happen for inside the Nigeria. Yes, yo, things when it be say even heavy for mouth, my country people. But notwithstanding, na the same mouth go still dey talk am. My country people will not be so. Yes, na serious matter na me carry come this morning, my country people. Say you get one woman for inside the area. Yes, this woman na her first child when e be na her first time to born pikin, and I be this one of my country people. Na her first fruit when she born, na she carry give her to sake of say hardship wahala. My country people, yes. This story then carry am come reach us here for some TV, my country people. Now from there we kia go there to go touch light matter for that area, my country people, yes. So when we go there, my country people, now we come reach there, come ask madam, wetin happen when e be say your first fruit, your first child, when e be say God give you carry give somebody say make he help you train am. The reason why we go there, why people carry this matter come na sake of say after this woman don carry baby give out, people come begin dey talk for inside area. So today they even carry the tori come meet us say one woman don born pikin, carry pikin sell. So that kind news is not a good at all. So when we come hear am na for there now we sef come go carry out say when we go touch like that matter. When we come go now come say madam wetin happen to this level, you come go carry your pikin wey you born carry sell out. And from there now we can't get the truth for on top that matter. This matter not be said this woman said the pikin. Yes, the woman talk to say na her sister, yes, her sister friend when e be say e no born pikin for so many years. Then na the sister friend na talk to her elder sister wey be her auntie, talk say abeg she need baby when e be say she go train as her own. But meanwhile, she now will be the mama go get access to that child when that child grow up. Now from there, now my director come to us say make dem call the husband come say you need to see the husband over country people. When the husband come connect director tell her say oga at this level at this age your wife born first pikin, you as a man gree say make your wife carry pikin give somebody not even a relation, give her own sister friend make e help on her trainer. And from there the man come say yes, say him dey aware, say right now he's jobless, say he no get job, say things he hard for am well. Now him agree with him wife say okay since na for the main time and the woman no dey carry the pikin say she wan carry the pikin to take over say na her own. The woman already tell them say from time to time dem go dey fit dey check on the child when they carry the pikin go for Abuja. Let me come to us say okay, as the case may be like that now, which one come be the money again wey this woman come carry chuku for una hand say make una take, if no be sell when e be say the thing come the woman come say no, say na just appreciation to calm them down like that. And so we come take touch like that matter. But country people, we get why I carry this story come, yes. Think of say get how you go make agreement with somebody reach when e be say that agreement go backfire, no be so. Yes. E get plenty form of child trafficking. E dey happen for inside we country na my country people. All the 36 states for inside we country. E dey happen. No place when e be say issue of a selling child. No be today we begin to touch like this kind of matter. We dey always dey tell una from some TV. How dey catch people when e be say they involve in child trafficking. So today reach level one tori where we carry nakuna concerning one woman when e be say she carry her own child. Said give them for obodo, you go there, we knock on this one. Come talk more of this one when e be say just come happen for area. And country people, e get agreement when e be say you go do with somebody finish. Come tell you say okay at the end of the day you fit come visit your child, you fit come see your child, you fit come carry your child anytime you want. When that time reach, they go come tell say your pikin don kpai. We bury your pikin 3 years ago. That time wetin you wan come do? Take of say now when e be say una dey do agreement now, people no dey there o. You go dey look and say my neighbor too do amebo. I say my neighbor wey she go TV station go report. My neighbor na go. My neighbor e too dey talk. Your neighbor dey help you. Na wetin we try tell the woman that day be that. You go dey look and say na because they hate you, they jealous you, because say they are not born. You wey born now, carry your own give me dey help you train now. You know say you no fit train pikin when you carry that belle born am. Country people. Now we begin to tell this woman for there now say all this one una dey look and they talk say una don do agreement. You have access to your child to take travel go Abuja. Time dey come when e be say even their phone number, even your own sister wey carry gift say na her own friend, they go disconnect themselves from your own sister and no go get access to that baby. But we no pray make that kind one happen. Yes. So abeg those of una when e be say una dey into say see my pikin o carry am go, especially no be the same tribe, no be anything, you just go carry pikin give somebody say make dem carry am travel go Bayelsa State, make dem carry am go for Abuja, make dem go put your pikin for big school. How sure are you say na big school your pikin dey go for there, na better school your pikin wan go for that place? Person when e be say una no dey relate in any way. Country people na correct thing na this family dey don do so. We and our team don make them to know say they don do wrong, but they no try at all. Small baby. Okay, for those of una wey just dey watch us, this na the pidgin section of our morning show. Na so they always dey tell una this na section wey we dey knack una latest story concerning the happening things for inside we country, even to serve our community and our society. Na matter when e happen for area now, say make una follow me touch light yo on Facebook at Some TV. Even yourself will be there for YouTube at Some TV Live. Yes, I dey always dey tell una say for Some TV here we be on our brother, we be on our sister. Anything when dey happen for area when e be say una no understand, make una carry come. We go follow una go touch light matter together. Yes. Okay, now this one I come make people for inside area now come carry matter come my country. People come tell us say get one woman when e be say she carry her pikin go sell. Pikin when e be say she just give birth to, yes, pikin wey just be 8 months, carry am say she go sell. So when we go there to go touch light matter, now from there the woman come talk to say she no sell the baby o, say na just family friends na promise them say e go help them to train the child till the child go grow. Yes, my country people. Now from there when we come touch light matter, we come begin dey try to let this woman know say agreement too dey fail for front o. Yes, today somebody go tell you say I agree. Tomorrow the person go fit change mind. He go tell you say e no do again, the agreement don scatter. How you go come feel? Especially this one na pikin matter. Yes, easy to get a child. On the day when the be say you go come look and say okay, my child fit be 10 years, my child fit be 5 years, make I go tell say that your baby, e don kpai 3 years ago. How you go feel? At the end of it, they go just give you sickening money. Your pikin, they don't carry your pikin cut out too. Your pikin don't talk to their own. So those of una when the be say una dey go into such things, when una dey talk say na help, they wan help una, make una dey think wisely before una carry una children give out like that. Yes. The one wey pay me pass my country people na sake of say this pikin too dey tender. This child na small pikin, never even enjoy him papa, never even enjoy him mama. Now let you face the hardship for inside the country. You get relation, you get good neighbors, you get church members, you get religious people around you. Must you carry and go say make dem carry your child, that tender child go for another state? So kind time make una dey reason fine before una dey conclude matter because pikin matter no be something when e be say person go carry do 10-10 my country people. Yes. So the attitude, me, I'm not happy with this their decision at all, and I make them to understand say this one wey dem do so e no sweet me. Sake of say the chance of seeing that child sef na under probability. Yes. So I beg my country people before una carry una child go out, carry and give out, make una dey think, but make it dey be close relation, make it dey be close relative. When e be say tomorrow una go still get correct tori from them. If na your sister, if na somebody from your village, if na somebody of your tribe, even though when they come tell you in the future, say this your pikin, we lost am 3 years ago, this your pikin like this, something happened to am. At the end of the day, sake of say una come from the same community, una come from the same village, the truth go still come out, you go get your pikin back. But you can't carry pikin give somebody when e be say from another state, different from where you come from. When e tell you say your pikin you don go some years ago, how you go feel? You no go fit know the truth again. You don't go hide your pikin be that. So some kind time before una dey do agreement, make una dey reason fine, make una dey involve some parties before una take some kinds of decision. Yes. Just as I earlier tell una say my director don tell am say that your neighbor, this your neighbors wey dem carry tori come reach us for this place na because of say they like you. Yes. So no look your neighbor now say your neighbor dey too talk too much. No look your neighbor say your neighbor dey do am, but no. Your neighbor love that child and they love the future of that child. Even your own happiness, they like am. Take up say now you dey look and say that 200,000 wey they give you go calm everything. After 1 week, the 2,000, the one day sef you go finish it. So no be money be everything, but that pikin wey you carry give out, now your happiness, now your joy. food dey house yo, money dey house yo, e no dey house yo, that pikin is worth more than that. E worth that money wey dey give you. E worth that food wey una dey cry say una no fit buy baby food for the child.
Fund my wallet sharp, send money go any bank, do all my transactions inside.
We launched SuperGo yesterday in Yola. Now available in Taraba and Adamawa, and we're covering 36 states before 2026.
Download SuperGo today, Nigeria's first lifestyle app.
SuperGo, move, buy, pay, live.
Africa, a land of growth, rhythm, and resilience.
Where every thread of the fabric tells a story.
Every beat of the drum echoes heritage.
And every voice carries the soul of generation.
We are Africa, bold, beautiful, and timeless. At Sun TV, we don't just tell African stories.
We celebrate it in every color, sound, and tradition.
From the past that shaped us
to the future we proudly define.
Sun TV, Africa, seen, heard, celebrated. Sun TV, cause of the nation.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient.
Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement. Moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Taraba, blessed land richly endowed with precious gold, glittering gemstones and fertile soil that nurture life and promise prosperity. Yet, lurking amidst these treasures is a grave danger: illegal mining, a malignant threat that wreaks havoc on our precious environment. Illegal mining ravages Taraba's beautiful landscapes as reckless miners dig deep holes carelessly, leaving behind gaping pits that scar the earth, while toxic pollutants from these unlawful activities seep into and contaminate our vital rivers, streams, and water sources, posing severe risks to humans, wildlife, and entire ecosystems. It is on this note that the Taraba State Governor, Dr. Abuke First, constituted the Anti-Illegal Mining Task Force to regulate the illegal mining activities. Legal mining conducted responsibly under strict regulations unlocks myriad benefits for Taraba State. Legal mining creates much-needed jobs, empowering youths and families, catalyzes infrastructure development as mining revenues help build vital schools where children learn bright futures, construct hospitals where citizens citizens access quality healthcare and improve road-enhancing connectivity. Therefore, a crucial clarion call resounds across Taraba, especially to our revered traditional and religious leaders who custodially lead communities and different faiths to rise magnanimously to this environmental challenge. We urgently appeal to traditional and religious leaders to sensitize their subjects diligently about the grave dangers of illegal mining, educate them on benefits of legal mining, and crucially blow the whistle courageously whenever illegal mining activities are spotted in villages, towns, or rural areas to this number 080-6608-1020. Do not be found wanting. Tarabans, let's join hands resolutely saying a loud and clear no to illegal mining while championing legal sustainable mining practices. Let us zealously protect Taraba's land, for it is truly our invaluable life. This message is brought to you by SP Jamu Emmanuel, Commander of Strike Force and Anti-Mining Activities.
Ubangiji ya albarkaci jihar Taraba da wadataccen ƙasar noma ga kuma ɗimbin albarkatun ƙasa bila adadin. Sai dai irin waɗannan dukkanin abinda Ubangiji ya samar domin samar da kyakkyawar fata ga jihar ta Taraba, ana samun wasu munanan ɗabi'u na sare dazuzzuka da tone-tonen ramumuka domin ɗebo albarkatun ƙasan da hakan ke matukar barazana ga muhalli da kuma al'ummar da cikin Taraba da ma dabbobi da suke cikinta. Wannan ko na iya lalata dukkan wani tsari ko dabaru da aka samar domin kyautata rayuwar bil'adama da mara dabbobi. Wannan illar na dada tozartawa da kuma lalata dukkanin wurare da ake da su, ga lalata ruwa da muhalli da ke zama barazana ga rayuwar dabbobi na cikin ruwa da kuma na tudu da ma jama'a da ke kan wannan. Hakan na iya zama kuma wani abin da ke iya lalata kyakkyawar fata da ake da ita na kyautata rayuwar al'umma musamman da yara da ma dabbobi. A irin wannan ne gwamnatin jihar Taraba gargashin Dr. Abu Kefa ta samar da wata wani kwamiti mai karfin fada aji da doka ta baiwa dama ya tabbatar da cewa ya takaita ayyukan saran dazuzzuka da tone-tone albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ka'ida ba. Bisa wannan ne kuma wannan kwamiti ya tashi haikan domin tabbatar da an bi doka da aka zayyana na tabbatar da kare dazuzzuka da
kula da daidaita harkokin tsarin kuɗi wato FSRCC tare da haɗin gwiwar hukumar da ke kula da kafafen yada labarai ta ƙasa da gidan talabijin da rediyo wato NBC da mai ƙoƙarin yin gargaɗi ga mutane domin su ƙaurace wa 'yan damfara da ke damun al'umma wato IFOs, wanda hakan hadari ne ga jama'a da kuma tsarin hada-hadar kuɗaɗen Najeriya. Ana mai shawartar gaba ɗaya mutane da su guji yin mu'amala da masu
albarkatun ƙasa da Ubangiji albarkaci wannan jiha da ita domin samarwa matasa da kuma iyalai aikin yi idan aka bi ka'ida wurin bin matakai da za su dace da yadda ake tono albarkacin ƙasa da kuma sare dazuzzuka a bisa ka'ida, wanda hakan zai iya taimakawa ci gaba da kuma bunƙasa rayuwar jama'a da kuma fitar da Tarabar a idon duniya. A bisa wannan ake yin kira ta musamman ga al'ummar jihar Taraba da su tabbatar da cewa sun bi tsari da dabaru da aka tanadar. Ana kuma kira da amfani da sarakunan gargajiya da maluman addini da sauran jagororin al'umma da suke da alhakin kula da irin waɗannan al'ummomi da kuma ke zama tare da tabbatar da sun sanya ido sosai wurin ganin an kawar da dukkan wani kalubale da muhalli ke fuskanta. Ana kuma kira nan take ga sarakunan gargajiya da maluma na addini da su waro al'umma kai musamman waɗanda suke jagoranta domin nuna musu matukar illa da waɗannan sare-saren dazuzzuka da tono albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ƙa'ida ba suke yi, kuma su ilmantar da jama'a domin amfanin su wadda mara misaltuwa ne. Ana kuma karfafa musu gwiwa da cewa duk lokacin da suka ga wani aiki da ya shafi irin wannan mummunan aiki da su handarsa samar da hukumomi ta yin amfani da wannan layi 0866-8-10-2-0. yan Taraba a haɗa hannu tare domin tabbatar da an tsirar da jihar kuma an kawar da tsarin na tono albarkatun ƙasa da sare-saren dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba domin ɗorewar ci gaban jihar Taraban da kuma samar da albarkatunta da moriyarta ga dukkanin al'umma. Wannan sako ne da ya fito daga hukumar nan da take sanya ido da hana sare dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba.
Welcome to the last section or last segment of our morning show this morning. I believe that you've been enjoying the different segment of today's program. And today, this last segment is the segment that we look at issues or headlines from the daily paper of Taraba News daily paper, which will look at things that are happening in Taraba and its environment, So welcome to this segment of the morning show. Okay, let's go straight to look at what are the headlines that is on today's paper of Taraba News. Political tsunami. Governor Kefa's defection to APC sent shockwaves through Taraba politics. Who is going to APC and who is remaining in PDP? There is also another headline on that regard. Taraba Speaker, 13 PDP Assembly members defect to APC. Taraba 16 LGA Chairman quit PDP, declare support for Governor Kefas. And also the major headline on the paper is also along that line. Taraba new and old APC members endorse Bara for chairmanship, insist Bara is a unifier. Let's start with the tsunami. What are you going to say about what is currently going on?
Well, it is new down in the sense that this is the first time we've seen defections before, but in this magnitude, something else.
But this is the first time Taraba is going in the whole of the north, the 19 northern states. Taraba was the last man standing in PDP because from 1999 to date, Taraba has always been a PDP state.
So it's a good thing, and that goes a long way to tell you the deep-rootedness of the crisis for states like Taraba to be defecting to APC tells of how serious the crisis is. I believe that reasons for this is not far-fetched, aside the fact that the captain, the governor himself, is saying that it is a quest for bringing more dividends of crisis to one of the strongest motivations for this tsunami is the fact that crisis that may not be able to see PDP surviving healthily, completely in 2027. One of the indices to tell you that PDP is. So, it's not a bad move. We've seen it before that people have defected. It's just that the magnitude which this one is being achieved is different. So far, so good. What is we expect as Tarabans prosperous Taraba, and Taraba that is more aligned to national vision, so that we are not left out pursuing the national aspiration.
Okay, let's look at a bit of the story. The particular one that talked about Taraba political tsunami, Governor Kefa's defect to APC sending shockwaves through Taraba politics. Who is going to APC and who is remaining in PDP? The paper says Taraba is abused with the news of Governor Kefa's decision to leave the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the All Progressive Congress, APC. The governor's move has already triggered a massive exodus of politicians from PDP to the APC, with many top officials already decamping to the APC ahead of the governor's defection. All 14 members of the Taraba State House of Assembly, currently PDP members, have already defected to the APC, giving the party a majority to the majority in the House. The entire 24 the 24 members of the House are now APC member with no opposition. So that means there's not going to be a minority leader.
Yeah, there's no minority.
You know, but based on the constitution, there are certain positions that there's supposed to be a minority leader, and the chairman House committee on is it finance? No, on public accounts, supposed to be from the opposition. The governor's commissioner of Science and Technology, Honorable Muslim, told newsmen that the governor is their leader and they are ready to follow him. Let me quote the Commissioner of Information, that is Barrister Zainab Jalingo. She said the entire commissioners and cabinet of Governor Abu Kefas have defected to the All Progressive Congress. This is according to Barrister Zainab Usman Jalingo. She stated this while addressing the press after yesterday's State Executive Council. Yesterday, the Taraba State Executive Council held, and after the meeting, the Commissioner of Information addressed the press and informed the press that the entire cabinet.
Yes, I was not expecting any member of the cabinet to have still remain in PDP, considering that the leader, who is the executive governor, it has already.
No, you are not appointed. If you are not going, then you must be ready to go.
Most likely. Though, maybe there are chances for him to have run a coalition government, but I think that they follow him is the fact that they share his dreams from the beginning, they share his aspirations.
And from what I gathered yesterday, the meetings looked like a valedictory meeting. So I see possibility that maybe within the week or before the end of the week, maybe there may be a reshufflement. Because I was told from insiders that the governor appreciated their efforts and their contribution to the growth and development of the states and commend them for what they have done. I know when you are doing that, it may be an indication that, the governor may form, because now he must also take into consideration the APC members
who are joining
the
party who are joining.
Okay, another interesting thing is that the secretary to the government of Taraba State, Chief Barrister Gibbon Katabs, and the chief of staff are likely to follow. But this morning I got a letter from the secretary to the government of Taraba State addressed to his ward chairman, informing him that he has left the PDP. And he seems to be one of the stronghold of PDP because he has been the zonal chairman of PDP. This morning I got his letter saying that he has resigned.
Yes, this is actually a tsunami. Every top-notch, every force to reckon with. Most likely, who is left? If the state party chairman, the SGS, who else is?
I think another interesting thing is the party chairman. The top PDP executives, led by the chairman, Alhaji Abubakar Bawa, have already decamped to the APC. Bawa announced his resignation yesterday in a letter he addressed to his ward chairman. Approximately over 10,000 government appointees, including special advisors, special assistant, senior special assistant, are following the governor to the APC. The chairman, we saw the chairman just this week in Ibadan.
Yes, he was in PDP convention. Maybe that is the straw that brought the camel's back. That is where he finally made his decision. After seeing what many describe as
Yeah, I saw in his letter, I read his letter, he said, looking at the reality of what is happening in PDP currently and the fractionalization.
If PDP have, is the governors that attended were Governor of Bauchi, Governor of Adamawa, and Governor of Plateau, and Adamawa Governor and Plateau Governor issuing statements, disassociating themselves
from the same. In fact, Adamawa Governor is the chairman organizing committee of the convention.
I don't understand how a house can be so disorganized, almost so that people who have participated in the convention coming out to see a decision of the convention is not their decision, they were not party to. That shows a high level of fracas that could have triggered the final decision of Honorable Bawa.
Okay, chairman of the 16 local government of Taraba State have announced that they have decamped to APC in a letter by the Algon chairman, Honorable Dr. Hassan Joro, made available to Taraba News. They said the decision is in solidarity with Governor Kephas, who is expected to join APC in the coming days.
Yeah, a local government chairman, the outgoing one.
So what are the new ones that will be sworn in today?
Let's see the statement they're going to mention. Most likely, the body language and the trend is that I don't know how they will have emerged under a political party whose chairman and important figures like the governor and the SGS and other top functionaries of the party and they will still decide to say we are staying back. Don't think. So we're looking forward to them too following
the same pattern. Okay, so all the current chairmen, because they're still the chairman, because this one have not been sworn in, we expect that maybe before the end of today, the new chairman of, because election was just conducted in Taraba for chairman of local government. So we're expecting that they're going to be sworn in today. But the existing, in fact, while we were on break, I got a call from the chairman of Association of Councillors, informing me that all the 100 and I think, how many wards do we have? 178 or thereabout. You know, all the councillors from all the political wards of Taraba State have also decamped the PT. I hope we will not get to a point where people will be looking for the ward chairman to give letters. Because I think the party constitution said you should resign at your ward level. So now that all the councillors are resigning, do you think the ward chairman will be left?
That is quite it's something to think about. If at the end of the day there is no PDP ward chairman, that letter will be submitted to. So you only go to the party office and drop
at the
decks and you just
make it online or make it public. Since the ward chairman is not there. But because this is I remember to maybe later on when we'll be having some law barristers because in our politics today we'll dig deeper into this particular issue, because I want to know what will be the position of the law where there was nobody to hand over to. Will it not be written against you that you did not resign?
That is another perspective.
Okay, so it's actually an interesting time in Taraba as we're seeing a tsunami defection, because just now we got the report that all the councillors that were the current councillors, they have defected to All Progressive Congress. And also in the news they say it is unclear who will remain in PDP, with many politicians keeping their plans private. Because we've not seen somebody say, no, me, I'm not going.
But it's maybe by the end of this week, we should be able to know who may still be remaining.
Okay, maybe they are waiting to see the governor finally exiting the party, so that after then, we can now maybe begin to see those who are remaining. But for now, according to Taraba News, there is nobody that have authoritatively said, I am remaining in PDP.
So I think Everyone should.
But there's another issue here in the paper. Some APC member, including former chairmanship, governorship aspirant, Senator Emmanuel Butcher, and former Labour Party aspirant, Senator Joel Kenya, are likely to leave APC in response to Governor Kefa's defection.
Well, let's see how it goes. They may end up not leaving. If they leave, well, I think wherever they will leave and go to should not. I think that PDP is not, except if you don't have any plans for election. Saying this because I don't see PDP resolving its crisis. Shortly before we come back for this session, I was watching how the video clip of how Anyanwu has just arrived at the National PDP Secretariat. They allegedly suspended, yes, just arrived PDP headquarters in Abuja for
neck meeting.
So you see,
I also saw that the secretary of the BOT, that is the Damagul-led BOT, that is the former governor of Kaduna State, McCarthy, has resigned his position as secretary of BOT. The crisis seems to be deepening.
It's deepening, and there is no. Well, let's see what happens. But it is unlikely that they will be able to put this House of Convention in order before 2027 election. Such a way that whosoever emerge as a flag bearer and maybe subsequently win elections under the party will be able to sustain it for at least a tenure.
Okay, before I look at other stories, particularly on this matter, let's look at that major headline. Taraba new and old APC member endorsed Bawa for chairmanship. We had yesterday, we saw a story where some current PDP members, APC members are saying, we can't just come to our house and take over chairmanship. And today, we saw another faction saying that, no, this man is a unifier, give him the position.
Well,
I saw somebody wrote that my friend Rikwisi Muri, he said you can't come to a new church with a new doctrine and come and become the pastor.
Well, the paradigms are different. The political party is not a church. There are different paradigms of the operationality of this organization. If what APC wants is unifier, just like it's been described here, and somebody has experience, I think Bawa is the best. Bawa has been a state-party leadership
right from
1990s.
SDP.
So you see,
SDP NRC.
Yes, from 1991, 1992 up to now. He started when he was quite young, and now that he is aged and has wealth of experience, I think there is nothing wrong. After all, I don't think this is the first time that's happened. Abdulmumin used to be a PDP leader in Taraba State and ended up becoming APC leader too. Is it APC that opposition?
Yes.
So
I became chairman of APC.
So this is not the first time that is going to happen. And when it happened, then the heaven did not fall. Though I'm not saying this in that I'm holding front for anybody.
Yeah. We're just analyzing the situation.
He is actually qualified if he becomes APC chairman.
Okay, let's look at other headlines on today's paper. Our time is fast spent. Commissioner won against chemical ripe fruit in Taraba. Price of food commodities slide down in Taraba. Also inside the paper, we have Taraba governor order immediate payment of outstanding pension and gratuity. We saw on Sunday, he was in church, and later the chief press secretary issued a statement saying that all outstanding pension will be paid. Okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, he should pay the pensions and other outstanding.
What of these so-called ghost workers?
I think he has actually said there is nothing workers. But some explanations. Some have been paid, some are still waiting for to have been completed so that at the end of the day, others will be better.
Okay, Governor Abu first pledged to implement Karim Lamido Peace and Justice Commission's recommendation. There are so much today on Taraba newspaper, so we encourage you to get a copy of the paper, either the e-copy or the physical copy, and read today's paper. This is where we're going to round up today's edition of Morning Show. It is an interesting time in our country, political era. It's an interesting time in Taraba. So we'll keep you updated. We have a lot of lineup of program today for you on several of these issues. Some of these issues we're going to go deeper on them. So stay glued on your screen, and Some TV today will be so interesting. Thank you for joining us. Very soon, news at 10 a.m. will come your way. Before that time, stay blessed. Thank you so much, Zaira, for being at the show this morning. I remain Olayinka Gabriel, your host for today's program. Thank you and God bless you.